Hi. Hello. We are live. Let me just set up the stream real quick. Okay. Today we're playing God of War. That came out in 2018. You know the game called God of War? It's a game that came out in 2018. This is what we're playing today. Postal Spike, Sean, Austin, Francisco, Harry Krishnan. Is that Felix? I don't know what that name is. Simply Rome, Ahmad, Arki, Rahul, Manly, Landon. Welcome everybody. Here's the line of the current live chat. Swearing doesn't make you cool. For the current live chat? Who started swearing? So ladies and gentlemen, today is gonna be the day we play God of War 1 to celebrate its 20th anniversary. This game came out 20 years ago, so like picture this. It is 2005. You just got back from school and your dad has bought you this. Let's say you have a father. I know you're fatherless, but let's say you had it. You pop into this, you get this display. You press new game. Very hard is locked because the developers are casuals. You hit easy and spam square triangle in the game, and surprise, 20 years later, here you are right now. I'm reliving that right now. So yeah, to start God of War 1, and I'm not gonna start with a new game. I'm gonna start with a save editor, which is gonna allow me to skip cutscenes and all that. It's like this is gonna be a celebration. We're gonna be doing a lot of gameplay and all that. I'm going now. Bye. Take care, Caleb. Anyways, we're playing God of War 1 today. Playing God of War. This game came out in 2018. Apparently, I googled it. God of War actually came out in 2018. Boom. Let's hear the iconic lines instantly with no prior cutscene.
Foul beast! I will send you back to the depths of Hades!
That right there is where it all started for a lot of people. Not me. Not me. For me, it started with Athena, you will suffer for this. As it was the first game that I played. Boom, 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 boom. So this is gonna be a new game plus run in the same vein as God of War 1 and 2. I learned something about this string. Look, you can do this and then this attack, but you can't do the follow-up. See, it restarts. You can have her do this and then a plume. So this is gonna be another new game plus. As I said, just like God of War just like God of War 1 and God of War 2 and 3's anniversary streams. I was gonna stream too. Should I wait them out? My stream is sadly gonna take long. My stream is sadly gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4 more hours. Sheesh. And that's the Oko failed already, lads. We're gonna be shredding through this game. Do some RT Blade Sir combo, mads. You pussy. I switched to RT right as you enter the chat. So, there's that. I haven't played any old God of War, but I like the older gameplay and aesthetics-wise. It's much more than the aesthetics. Trust me. You really owe yourself this experience. I am gonna start working on a video after this special attacks video is done. And it's gonna be called The Advancements and Missteps of the God of War Trilogy. It's gonna be a really nice subject that I'm gonna touch on for the God of War trilogy. What it improved on 1, what it didn't improve, the missteps of God of War 2 when compared to 1, the missteps of God of War 3 when compared to 2 and 1, the advancements of 2 compared to 1, the advancements of 3 compared to 1 and 2. That's a whole thing. So it's gonna be a nice video, hopefully. Damn, one hit kills these fools. Maxed out RT is something I've never played with, by the way. Thanks to Wolf, it is possible now. It is also gonna be possible to do a... It's also gonna be possible to do a level 1 Artemis from the start of the game. Boom. Now show me the Hydra. Attaboy. The Spirit Dead misses. Follow the god the Nope. Ah, delayed block. Thank you, Artemis. I miss tricking, man. Ah! I'm blocking in time, yet my block is still getting... The delayed block is horrible with against the Kraken or the Hydra, sorry. Who is this Arthur you speak of? Zesty the Hacker. I am hacking and slashing. Happy 20th anniversary, everyone. The Greek artists. Yes. So we are way too overpowered for our own good right now. God of War 1 New Game Plus is not an experience that is balanced. You are broken. Broken. And you're not just broken, you're broken in multiple ways. Like, look at this shit. No, wait. Like, what is this puzzle anymore? Nice puzzle, man. Thanks. I'll take the alternative route. Yeah. These guys die as if they're actually dying in real life. I miss tricking. Proceeds to block. Gets clapped for the delay. It is what it is. It happens. Bro, forgot Artemis blocking bullshit. I didn't forget it. It's just that it's horrible for some attacks and it's fine for some other attacks. Could do Tycoon use no upgrades since he takes double damage. Yes, I can use costumes on very hard. It's just that this an anniversary run. Whenever I do anniversary streams, it's a New Game Plus. Not that I've done many anniversary streams. What is this? The second one I've ever done? Shut up! Oh my god! Please, please, please. Women used to be sturdy before, you know? They hit the gritty before. Who? Ha, he. Who? He. Who? Ha, ho. Who? Who? Ha, he. Ho, who? Ha, he. Ha, who? Ha. Who? Ha, he. Dun, 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 dun. Just whatever you do, don't press up on the D-pad. Hey, pressing up on the D-pad doesn't do anything but show this. What's up, Zesty? Hello, Rad. And I'm with the speedrun strats. We have a speedrun strat.
Go with the gods, great host.
What is the worst
Go
secondary weapon in the
forth
franchise?
In the name of Olympus.
Probably the Blade of Artemis. Ironically, it's our favorite as well. I missed this. Swear to God, I missed this. I haven't done this in a while. God of a 1 petrification. You have to ask this question. Would it be more fun and expressive to play this game on Paint Plus or do level 1 of your own on God of War 2018? So why? I say this game in no upgrade 1 is far better than level 1 ones in any other game. And it's not even just about the expressive that you speak of. This game is it just shines in no upgrade 1 plus. Much better than any other experience you can have. We are shredding through everything today. We are wholeheartedly shredding through everything. Crushed? Oh yeah. Oh, I wish I showcased something else that I'm gonna showcase in the next room. The second version of tricking with the Blade of Artemis is when you let go of L2 with the Zeus Fury. So it has a different type of feel to it. Whereas normally you just perfect time the tricking like this. Whereas with Zeus Fury you hold it, let go right before getting hit. So it's a nice dynamic. See, like this, boom, and you avoid taking damage. The Greek remasters look. Yeah, look at the Greek remaster go. Look at it go. Hope you're having a good day, man. Chaser Tech. Chaser Tech. Because the attack. Does this damage? Ooh. This also damages, huh? Got him. Got him. I got him. PS2 game still looks amazing. Oh yeah. They're all products of their time. The strafing be real. And that's that. 20 years of good stuff. Oh yeah. And that's the Hydra. To be honest, I was about to start the stream in a very happy way. Then I weighed myself and saw that I lost 3 kilos this month. 3 kilos. That's a cat. That's a cat you can pick up. I lost 3 kilos this month. So it kind of fucked my night up. But hey, we'll bounce back with some God of War 1 action, right? Now I mean, that was going to be remastered. This game might take away the good parts. I mean, look what happened to Assassin's Creed 3. I don't exactly understand what you mean, take away the good parts. As if like cutting content? I don't know. Anyways, this attack called Lance of the Furies. I can't wait to go through this series later on this year. Got God of War 1, 2, 3 on PS3 and PS4. Ascension, gonna grab God of War Chains of Olympus and go Sparta. Chaser Tech, you're gonna love this experience. I'm pretty sure you've played it before as well. As a full complete package, these games are legendary. Anyways, using the Lance of Fury on... First of all... Yeah, have you guys seen Killer B in this game? Wait, how does it... This is for you, Chaser Tech. Have y'all gotten on this cube in a stylish extreme gameplay way before? Like this? Not like that, hold on. I thought he could maybe kind of sort of get on top of it. Anyways, what was I going to showcase? This attack, if you shatter statues with it, it gives you double orbs. And I'm gonna showcase it with the whenever we make it to Athens. Played with a few of the titles, just not all of them in completion. I had a lot of fun with 3 though. 3 is the best of all time. 1 and 2, there's a lot you haven't seen. Can you do a Dark Odyssey skin walkthrough in God of War Ragnarok? Dark Odyssey! Now why'd you have to remind me of that? I deadass have not upgraded. I haven't updated my Ragnarok game. Okay. I still haven't updated my Ragnarok version of the game, and probably never will, unless it just slips my hands and it just accidentally gets downloaded. Because that motherfucker is accidentally putting itself in the download bar, and I'm deleting it every time. And it keeps on persisting, and I keep on deleting it, and it keeps on persisting. Don't remember Killer B having a cancelable end lag? They don't want us to skip any part of that full package, so they made cutscenes unskippable. Fuck that design. It's a good thing Wolf, as a human being, exists and has made a save editor that allows me to skip cutscenes for God of War 1 and 2. And it's a good thing that God of War 3 just allows to have like 60 manual saves to get around all this bullshit unskippable cutscenes. Full collision, yeah? Full collision, yeah? And here I was going to showcase the petrification. Yet I forgot. I'm gonna showcase it with the next set of enemies. Three enemies, correct? Now, ground shattering gives you 15 orbs on an enemy. So right now I should be getting... Fuck me. I should be getting 45 orbs by shattering these guys. Except... I'm gonna get 90 orbs. Watch. So I have 917. What the fuck did I just do? I should have paused before the orbs entered Kratos, but like... Basically, if you shatter statues with this, it gives you double orbs. I remember Zimnas discovering this. For no reason. I don't know what bro was even doing. Why did you even discover this? What are you asking me? This doesn't look like the promised no greater 1 plus, no grab 1 plus clone war grinding. Promised? You're hearing yourself, young man? I miss in air combos in God of War. There's gonna be a lot in this stream today, since this game is not a whore like God of War 2 in the air. Anyways, watch this. 100 and whatever. Wait, I didn't count. Right now I should get 30 orbs with this next guy. So like 1175. It says I got 15, but actually I got 30. See? I hit him with the Mexican. No way, bro. Messed it up. The replayability of God of War is still massive. Yes. Though this game in New Game Plus is way too broken. Like, astronomically broken.
Without help, the city will fall. Gates destroyed.
There's no air combos with air RT Zeus Fury tech. I don't know the Zeus Fury tech. The quick sick tech. I do know deep hits. Oof, what an entrance. You don't? Wow, I never really tried to learn it. Anyways, New Game Plus is not gonna allow me to explain not a single strat or or mechanic in this game. This game is not a horror like God of War in the air. Gets damage from the void while doing an air grab and PP. Look, that was a special case, alright? That's different. That's different. Hello, Zesty. Hello, son of Sparta. Are you from Sparta? No, then why is your name Sparta? With already equipped, you launch a fool, zap him with Zeus Fury, then any block special. You'll get the blaze special. Then you can air grab and go back to RD. Okay, I'm gonna forget that in the next 2 seconds. Thank you. I'm just gonna go ahead and not do RT air combos, you know what I mean? Like, hey, thank you though. I'm sure that works out great for other people. Anyways. This fool I've never been hit with such a big... Oh man, this game is broken on New Game Plus. I wish I didn't do this. The gist is Air Zeus Fury with RT allows you to do blade specials. I don't know why I have no motivation to try that at all.
The power of the Gorgon will be yours.
It's Sparta, Mr. Zestus. It's not. Who's to say? Hey, he stepped the RT to the... The fuck? Hold on. Okay, that's cool. But combos are for gay people. The fuck? Attaboy. And we got an extra Minotaur to spare, or maybe he dies? He dies. What is happening in the background? Wow, what a grab. Thought you were a product of Sakaki Dunguri. I'm a product of Sakaki Dunguri and GBG semen, yes. You were asking? And the product of my semen, Shane McMahon. Ah, Vince. Vince McMahon was something else. What about gathering motivation for grinding the promised good runs? I am promised a single goddamn thing. With that being said, let's continue the run. NG Plus has completely broken the game. Yeah. You know, it's... On one hand, I've been arguing for years with people that these old God of Wars are deep. The fact that they are... The fact that they're made by Western developers does not mean that they're automatically inferior to Japanese developers and yada yada. And that is true. This game has combat that I prefer over many Japanese action games. Just that there are some fucking fundamentals that you just don't fucking miss as a developer. Cutscenes are unskippable. Costumes can't be used on very hard. What? No extra difficulty that compensates for the availability of New Game Plus. Like, what are you doing? Are you hearing yourself, young man? Good. Like, the very hard difficulty of this game is just simply not ready for the smoke. Hell, this game halfway through, or not halfway. Not halfway. Like 70% in. You are broken. God of War 2 comes close to this level of broken. God of War 3 does not get this broken at all. Because it's the best game of all time, obviously. Not. It's a given. Ah, my lovely collisions. My lovely minor nitpicks. My lovely nitpicks. You may be a minor nitpick, but you're my minor. You may be a minor nitpick, but you're my minor. You're my minor nit. You're my minor nitpick. You're not any minor. You're my... Alright, come here guys. I'm gonna show the stream something cool. Because God of War 1 is that open in its combat. It is one of the few games that has like a sort of open world combat. Unlike any that'll never get replicated. Not even by its own franchise. It is so open in its combat. The only game I can recall that is this open with its combat would be Ninja Gaiden 2. It has open arenas like this, but then again, Ninja Gaiden 2 does not have the level of interactivity with the stage as God of War 1. Did y'all see the video that Sony put out today? It was pretty cool. I did see it, yeah. The celebration for the 20th anniversary. I wish I never saw it. I'm just playing. Twitter crowd, I know you're after my head. I'm just playing. We kissed in the air. And now we're down here. Into the ring out. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Only in God of War 1, lads. The wall combat in God of War 1 is great because of its openness. It and God of War 3 are my favorite. 2 is ass and slow and horrible and dog shit. 1 has the level of strategy when you're only on the wall, and another element to it that is not as much shown in God of War 2 and 3, which is what you can do off the wall to enemies on the wall. Now this does not go for just wall combat in God of War 1. This goes for enemies on the rope while you're off the rope, as I'm going to showcase with this right now. It also happens with enemies on the ceiling while you're off the... Psych! There is no ceiling combat in this game. See? That's what I'm saying! Gears having NG Plus? I wouldn't know. First God of War had New Game Plus. This one had, God of War, that came out in 2018. It did have a New Game Plus, basically what I'm playing right now, I believe. But you could only access it via a cheat code. Ish. 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 Ah, delayed block. How I haven't missed you. This bitch's range. Hold your tits. This special attack is so balls. Oof. Before he could even retaliate, did you see that? Ah, don't grab him! Why did you grab? What did you grab him? John Cena! You son of a bitch! John Cena! You son of a bitch! That's Jim Ross from WWE if he ever gets mad at John Cena one day. No! No! Triple H! God damn his soul! Triple H! Gosh darn his soul! Imagine jobbing to Cyclone of Chaos. When these blades are maxed out, everything is a threat to the enemies. John Cena! Anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah. Enemies on the rope while you're off the rope. Watch this. And they fall. And you get red orbs. And that's an environmental kill if I ever do an S rank run for God of War 1. Which I probably will if there's a way to increase save slots. The S rank run is looking pretty good so far for God of War 3. Can't wait to follow up with God of War 1 and 2 as well. Even John felt that. Frank adores games. By the way, leave the stream right now and watch Frank adores games retrospective on God of War 2 right now. I'm talking right fucking now. Did they just kill their teammate with that? Friendly fire, LOL. Ooh. Leave the stream, watch Frank's retrospective for God of War 2. You'll thank me later. You'll have a much better time than watching this stream. Imagine falling. My brother, you are on NG+. I wanted to showcase the combat on the rope enemies when you're off the rope. AKA this. Ah! That motherfucker slapped me on my way down. Hold up. I'm gonna call this a tactical retreat, by the way. This is not me running away like a pussy. Trust. Trust. Trust there's more to this than running away. You come over here, align them. Ah, look at him. Ah, look at him. They could watch it after the stream. Now fuck the stream. There you go. Dante understands my words. People using combos to bring down God of War? Sure. If you use grabs to bring down DMC? Yeah, totally do that. Do that as a response to people. And then they're gonna tell you, grabs! Grabs that play the game for me? That take control away from me? And then they dox you and probably send you death threats? Yeah, do that right. Let history repeat itself. Hey, yo, Zesty Man in chat. Uncle Phil. I feel at peace when I see you. But right, DMC4 has amazing grabs. There was a point in time where your stupid ass preferred that grab over God of Wars. Don't give me that. Don't give me that I was joking shit. Be thankful that was set in a 17-hour-long retro marathon of God of War. And I can't find it probably. Because I'm too tired to search a 17-hour long stream to where exactly you said that your jobless ass watched that whole 17-hour long stream. Motherfucker, do you not have a family? Who watches for 17? The most unthankful YouTuber in the making, right here. You're looking right at him. The MC5 has the best combat and enemies. True gamer. I couldn't have said it worse myself. Oosh. 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 Now, if this was level 2 Zeus Fury, would have been a different look at the nitpick. Go! Attaboy. Actually, do we have magic chests up here, or am I gay? Okay, we have magic chests up here. He charged it twice. He's that pissed. The more I played other games, the more I realized that every action game has their own depth. This right here, Chaser Tech. Every game has its own cute little thing. That's what makes them so great. But generally, the talk in here is about grabs. For a second now, it was about grabs. And grabs in action games are some of the best things. Even if it's a command grab. Like Ninja Gaiden 2 has some of the cutest grabs ever. Especially the obliteration technique. Like, what a grab system. God of War has the best ever. DMC has a nice grab system. DMC3 only started out with like command grab with the wild stomp. It is one of my favorite attacks. That was a half minor nitpick. Yeah. Did one motherfucker say that DMC is a shooter? I'm sad we didn't get a Betrayal remake. Not even lying. You're what? You're sad. Every game has its own philosophy. Even the same series. Just look at DMC. True. Even in God of War, the removal of petrification as a tool sets apart God of War 3 completely from 1 and 2. And it can be a hit or miss, whether you like it or hate it. So even games in their own franchises differ. This is the only part where you aim with Medusa's head and the camera zooms out. Shred these fools. Although I probably shouldn't, and I should take a more okay, these things are destroying the oh my, not even the civilians are safe. Nobody's safe. Did I hit her? This is way too broken of a run. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really liking it a lot. I did not know God of War 1 gets this broken in New Game Plus. I believe this is my first New Game Plus God of War 1 in God knows how long. And I'm overwhelmed with the options I can try. Everything is OP. I think this was a bad idea to start the stream in New Game Plus. What did I tell you about touching up on the D-pad? You were talking to me. I just thought you weren't talking to me. God of War 1 Kratos just gets very broken. This is why like challenge runs are the best in God of War here. They are like your unofficial harder difficulty runs. They're so well made in God of War. I don't even know where to begin. Oof. This man is hurt. This man's trauma runs deep. Jesse, you're too beautiful, brother. You're not about to anything. Imagine a game needing a challenge runs to be slightly hard. This motherfucker's been playing God of War 3 for 5 years. Then says God of War 3 is easy. Like, these games on your first very hard are decently challenging. Good. And what's wrong with a game needing challenge runs to be difficult? Whoa. Especially when the challenge runs are so well built for the game.
Stay away! Don't come near me! Keep away!
She traveled to the ground. Poor Cyclops Cake. Cyclops Cake didn't even got time to react. Poor Cyclops Cake, am I right? Poor Cyclops Cake. Hey chat, what's up? Kira, the ultimate randomizer. The Cake Bringer. Ask Helias how hard God of War 1, 2, and 3 are on his first playthrough. Not on first playthrough. Talking your first very hard, which you can't have as a first playthrough. This. This level of fluidity you don't have in God of War 2, and I hate that. You know why I specifically hate that? Because it was initially there. The demo had a lot more of cohesion in its moveset in God of War 2. Why did they change it like that? God, I love this. The moveset of the Blaze in here is simply unstoppable. Hold on, can I kill these guys from here? Really? Oh. How come? I turned on the audio to like switch to Poseidon's Rage and like this. Listen. This shit zaps your soul when you just switch to it. Ah ha ha. Only in God of War 1. When you get hit with projectiles while blocking in the air, still keep on marching in the same inertia. God of War 2, you just fall like a... Why am I hating God of War 2 all of a sudden tonight? God of War 3 is a nice... You get blocked and then slowly drop. God of War 2 is a horrible drop instantly to the ground. On landing, you get hit. Ha ha ha. Here, though, you can jump while blocking, get hit with something, and you're still blocking. And there's a lot of platforming segments that kind of benefit from this system. Hold on, let me take this magic chest. Back to God of War 2 hate. I don't know, yeah, I'm just all of a sudden hating God of War 2. Why? I fell in love with it yesterday when I was watching Frank Goose retrospective. And now I'm all of a sudden hating again. No rhyme or reason. The more you think about it, the more you learn about the fact that God of War 2 is as good of a God of War game as RE4 is to survival horror games. What are you talking about? How? How does that connect? God of War 2 hating is real. I'm sorry. It's just that every time I play this, I'm reminded of what got taken away from me. The fluidity of the blades. God of War 1's moveset with the blades is so cohesive. God of War 2 just butchered it completely. God of War 3 slightly fixed it. Actually, it completely fixed it. With the new held input being as good as it is with the, you know, holding square in God of War 3. It connects a lot of moves together. And the combat grapple in God of War 3. 2 is just very disjointed when it comes to moveset of the blades. But when it comes to moveset of the secondaries, in combination with your primary, that's a different story. It's a way too different of a story. God of War 2 blends in secondary and primary moves beautifully. Like, absolutely beautifully. Good boy. Man in skirt. Such a woke game. I did not mean to do that. I meant to grab. I did not mean to do that. I meant to block. For people who don't know, sometimes special attacks happen in this game. Damn, look at the minor nitpick. Special attacks happen in this game if you press square and L1. Not just L1 and square. Which is stupid as all hell. Nice delayed kill. I actually think the guy who said that was serious, Lamau. How do you have so much free time? What free time? There haven't been any videos coming out because of a lack of free time. I work almost 70 hours a week. I wonder what free time it is you're talking about here. Because I surely don't see it. What a deep hit. Am I right? Deep hit is attacking with these plumes from up close. Like, look at the hit counter. Boom. Zesty doesn't have any free time. This time is expensive. Very. Oh. Yeah, it is expensive. It's not free. Seeing boundaries getting used while NG Plus gives me brain aneurysm. It is what it is.
Go! Ares has breached the city!
Here's the reinforcement. You're staring at him right now. Oh, this door opens with hit count and not damage. Hey, I can just skip this puzzle. Alright. Stupidly long puzzle. Although it has some enemies I could fight, but yeah. I feel tired already. Yeah, I don't know, me too. Sort of getting bored for no reason. I'm trying to spice up this and my man rings out the harpy. And G plus with every weapon set to level 1 damage is what I always wanted to modern in these God of War games. God of War 2 is the only one that naturally has that. I can maybe set up something like that for God of War 1. Maybe, not sure. God of War 3 doesn't have it. I can also set up, I have already set up one for God of War 3. I got an Nemesis Swift from the start at level 1. But yeah, I can set that up in every God of War in the trilogy that I have. Gears of War 1 was released 5 days after my birth. It's awesome, Vipin. Didn't know Gears of War was that close to your birth date. Because I love the extra moves and their uses, but the damage buff is too much for me to do anything meaningful for 70% of the game. Also, like, you mean you want all the weapons, but with like nerf damage? I mean, God of War 2 and 3 do a pretty good job with their costumes to offer you that. Like, all you gotta do is use a polo in God of War 3. As for God of War 2, Dark Odyssey maybe? Dark Odyssey?! Dark Odyssey, or even better, General Kratos. Wait, does General Kratos deal less damage? I forget. Oh, but then again, the minor nitpick ruins that dream for you, Dante! If you choose the Kraken armor, now hear me out, in God of War 2, or not the Kraken, the Hydra armor, you do have weaker weapons with maxed out stats, but there's this shitty mechanic in God of War 2. The enemies, when they collide and stuff, on very hard, or like it get affected with enemy power percent, it gets weaker when you do that. So by that metric, you can't have strong collisions. I've been saying for a while. Damn, I sent that man to Arkansas. Oh, here he is. But anyways, yeah, you can use Hydra armor Kratos, but your collisions are also halved. If you're into that sort of, you know, BDSM, know what I mean? You can control the size of the nitpick with costumes. It is that minor of a nitpick, you can control it like that. Remember when Zest used to love collisions? What God of War 3 does to you? What stupid idiots like Dante, Big V, and Mr. Right constantly telling me it's all about the collisions does to me. It's not that I dislike collisions. It's them being painted in a light as if they're the be-all end-all is what ruined it for me. Otherwise, like, I used to be the guy that would always talk about them. Hell, I would talk about collisions before anyone. Hell, collisions themselves made it into God of War 3 as well, but in a different way, for battering ram and whatnot. Generally, the enemy on enemy action. That. It's gotten to a point recently when I argue with anyone from the big three that I just mentioned, that they make it look like that's the system. Grabs are. And the collisions are a baller mechanic. Like, I love them. I remember a time where I couldn't go through 5 sentences without one of them being talks about collisions. You know how baller of a mechanic it is? It compensates for the lack of damage output you have in Pain Plus. The same way Battering Ram does for God of War 3, or Ride Mechanic, or Gorgon's Rage, but nobody cares about that because everybody's up their own ass. In general, collisions are amazing, but they're only a mechanic if you have other, you know, stuff that compensate for their removal. Or not removal, removal of their scaling. Now Ascension, I can totally accept Crucifixion of Ascension. That game has compensations that are good for shit. And when I say compensations, I always say base Kratos. And then I get silly like examples of, imagine Kratos in God of War 1's, in God of War 2's hallway spike encounter. Bro, no! That'll never happen. The God of War 3 does not suffer in a single section. Hell, you know what's ironic? God of War 1 and 2 suffers from... Hey, how's the translator with that awesome nitpick of yours? God of War Dissension. Devolvement. Base Kratos. Base Kratos. Base Kratos is... Damn, that block. These guys have a really nice audio cue. Base Kratos meaning what you basically have on Pain Plus. Although with Ascension it's a bit extreme, that it even takes away his melee attacks. But I digress. Base Kratos means what you have here. Level 1 blades, Kratos and his grabs. No secondaries. No magic, no rage. That's base Kratos. And God of War 3 base Kratos does not suffer. Not even a single section where he suffers. One or two chipping here and there maybe, but even these have chipping sections. I can go all day, but like, let's not embarrass ourselves in front of the viewers. The point is, I don't hate collisions, I swear. They're one of my favorite mechanics in any game now. Like, the moment I see a game have collision systems where you collide an enemy with another, I instantly get reminded of God of War 1 and 2. Base Kratos should be no upgrade plus, no? No. We're going a little extra. We're talking Pain Plus. Base Kratos, as in you have nothing, what you basically start with after the prologue. Stab that blade of Artemis on the ground like you stabbed my heart. Don't Hydra Armor prove that collision started as a programming shortcut and then were made into a mechanic? Much like monster infighting in Doom? I can never have a full-on confirmation on what collisions used to be. Like, whether they were intended or not. But it's pretty clear they were intended. God of War 1 encounters, especially God of War 2 encounters, are very, very much built around collisions. They are very much built around that. The same way God of War 3 encounters are very well built around battering rams. Battering rams, or if you're not doing that, you are riding an enemy, or if you're not doing that, you are there's a Gorgon around and it's a puzzle encounter. You either parry her beam like God of War 2, or grab her if you don't have the parry. You're in Pain Plus. Surprise. Or if you're not doing that, you're ringing out enemies. Basic math. But no, if Kratos from God of War 3 was in God of War 2's insert encounter that is trivialized with collisions, what would he do? He wouldn't do anything. He'll never be there. That's a whole different sentence. That's a whole different game. God of War 3 is baby easy on no upgrade run. I wouldn't go that far. Obviously, if you played it for a while, you would say that, but it's unfair, kind of. Like, God of War 1 and 2 are also that way to me. But 3 is definitely easier than 1 and 2. It is easier, though it has its moments. Though saying it's piss easy after thousands of hours of play is also unreasonable. Like, you don't have my word on that, Chief. I love that I can just skip cutscenes. I don't think much focus were put into them. Look at God of War 2 encounters, man. Nearly every encounter is built around them. Collisions are a mostly general tool. BR only applies for encounters with BRable enemies. But if you're not BRing... okay, just... You know what? One day you're gonna play the game. You'll understand this whole debacle. You're falling into the same trap Big V is falling into when I talk to him. He thinks I'm only talking about BR when I'm constantly bringing up thousands of other things. Pain plus things. I'm not even talking about the other trivializers of encounters, basically, like the Bow of Apollo. Not even talking about these, you know, thousands of other compensations. Base Kratos. As in combat grapple, wall splat, and BR, and ride mechanic, and Gorgon's Rage by grabbing a Gorgon Kratos. I'm not even talking the other compensations. Yet you're still falling into the same trap. This is why you need to play a game before ever talking about it. This is a history lesson. Play a game before talking about it. Anyways, back to my subject. God of War 2 encounters are absolutely made around collisions. They are 100% made at a, you know, made around the mechanic of collisions. They are very, very well made. Ones as well. Actually, yeah, ones encounters as well. They are totally made around collision scaling. Wow, what a grab. Devs would surely build the game around normal difficulty. Hold up. Damn, these guys have... These guys have... What? Why are these guys held such a... What? What? Why are these getting petrified so late? Hey, I can even grab. Okay. This is percentage damage. That's why they always die with 3. What a special attack, man. This just instantly launches these fools. Sentry collisions kind of suck in God of War 2 though. They need more setup. You're better off doing half collisions because they truly align themselves way too well in that game. In here, enemies kinda sorta surround you. Although sentries from 2 are way too hostile. And way too armory. Ouch! He did that sweet grab redirection on me. I'm not accepting the disrespect like that. I'm sorry, Fami. I hope you have a fun time, though. I feel like there were devs who actually cared and snuck in their great idea for very hard. Yeah, Eric Williams and Derek. That shit takes all your magic. Just want to showcase it as a power move. But this motherfucker takes all of your magic. Feel like there were diffs. Yeah, as I said, the mechanics of the game, the whole collision thing, is built around. Like, you can't tell me all of that is just unintended. It is way too much when you think about it. Oof. Oof. Ah, really? I could have sworn I grabbed a couple of seconds ago. I mean, yeah, all games have a way to get around tanky enemies. But it gets to a point, though. It gets to a point when you're complaining so much about the lack of collisions and how much God of War 3 is suffering without them. It gets to a point where you have to play the game to see that it's not suffering. And it has more ways of dealing with tanky enemies than God of War 1 and 2. It's just what it is. You can't go against facts. It is factual that God of War 3 would have been better with the collision scaling. It is unfortunately what very little understand. Also factual that it's not suffering without them. It's just what it is. That's the crutch. Now me calling it a minor nitpick, I did talk about this a while back, okay? The collision scaling being removed. That is diabolical to call it a minor nitpick. But remember why it was said that way. It just does not suffer. That argument would have weight if 1. The mechanic only affected one difficulty, signaling the presence of a glitch, and 2. If the exact same mechanic wasn't present in another game. You mean the argument of collisions being intended or not? I'm sure they were intended. Games in that era were deep, believe it or not. Way too deep, even compared to today's standards.
Follow the song of the sirens, Kratos. Find and destroy them.
God of War 3 best God of War game? For me, yeah.
Will be open to you.
You're right. It's a minuscule nitpick. It's not a minor one. It's a minuscule nitpick. Yeah, there you go. That's an oxymoron. I don't know what that is. What if Kratos was extra prepared? What, are you saying he's not? If the presence of X would have made the game better, then its absence would automatically make it worse than the hypothetical. It's not that black and white, no. That is a weird thing to say. That's like saying God of War 2 is automatically worse than 1 because it does not allow you to redirect Orion's Harpoon. Taking it to that height. It's not that black and white for me, I'm sorry. And it probably never will be that black and white. There is much more in God of War than that. Much, much more. Though that is a neat mechanic, there's just a lot more than that goes into it for me. It could be all collisions for you and nothing else, but for me it's much more. As for God of War, someone has to question the depths themselves. The main problem I have with asking devs about mechanics is that will they even remember what they have in their games? Like, I'm wondering, does Derek even watch my videos? Or Zimna's videos? Like, us two are kind of the mainstream... the mainstream challenge runners, I'd say. Although me more than Zimnas. Or it doesn't even just have to be challenge runners. Knowing about mechanics. I'm the most front and center, you know, with the guide and whatnot. And the videos of whatever. Damn, Kratos. God of War 3 doesn't suffer from unexisting collisions. Was that the siren with Poseidon's rage? It should be basically good. Yeah, I just did. Can you do a God of War 2 gameplay? I did one a couple of days ago. Wow, this bitch slapped me down so... The teamwork on these guys. So you keep having the blades in the air. I see it. The more times you press circle, the more damage you output. It's actually insane. What game's combat feels smoother? God of War or DMC? God of War. DMC does not feel this smooth. DMC has a different type of feel to it, where every hit feels like a finisher at times. It is very impactful. This especially goes for DMC 1 and 3. Of course they know what they built. They will remember. I don't know. The thing is, I'm afraid of emailing Derek a lot. Even though Big V says he does answer his emails and shit. I'm afraid of emailing him for something like that and then he never responds to another email because he's just tired. He's gonna get tired of my shit. Like, if I'm ever gonna email him about, hey, were collisions intended? I might as well just do that whole interview I once planned to do with him. Obviously, Eric is... You can't reach Eric now. He's like Biggie Smalls when he blew up. You suddenly couldn't contact the man. God of War is more than collisions. There are many mechanics when it comes to these games. And boundaries too. Do you have a thing against boundaries or taunt exploits? Saying that God of War is only a mechanic that's useful only for very hard and might even be unintended in some degree is surely wrong. Thing is, it's a baller ass mechanic. Just not the be all end all. It suddenly starts feeling like it's missing from a game when the game is overall shit, like Ascension. Ascension butchers a lot. So there it's easy to point out. 3? That at least has a replacement being in the battering ram. And I know, before you repeat yourself, I know you don't use battering ram in every encounter. But you use the other new mechanics in other encounters, like the ride mechanic. Ride mechanic is not in God of War 1 or 2. Or the Gorgon grabbing. Like, where? Name one encounter God of War 3 suffers in. Just one. Be it no grab run plus, be it no upgrade run plus, be it pain plus. Name one encounter God of War 3 really suffers in. And I can name God of War 2's translator that suffers because of collisions. I can go all day. Goes off for 30 minutes, go back to stream. Still on about the nitpick. Because it's still being brought up in the chat. I interact with the chat. So is it new? Is this something new? Devs usually document their shit. I'm sure Eric and Derek have notes about their implementation somewhere. Okay. I'm gonna hopefully make... Oh, I'm way too busy. Okay. Maybe... Whenever March is done, maybe... I'm gonna try to get an interview in with Derek. Maybe. If I have time. If he has time. I don't know. For now, I'm just busy. Relevancy wise, and for damage, it only really want to be using specific. Hold up. Specific grabs for specific enemies for damage. VR, ground grabs against satyrs, and little else. The rest only has safety and loot value, something also present in God of War 2 already. Scorp. Scorpius is a boss fight. That's like bringing up God of War 2 examples where we go against Pain Plus rules against a boss. And besides, you make it look like Scorpius suffers because and only because of the collision talk, when in fact it is that boss is flawed in other ways than just the collision talk. The collisions are part of it by a stretch. Actually, you would be like the problem why that is a problem encounter in Pain Plus is because of the Onyx. It's not because only the DPS where you don't have enough DPS or whatever to beat his face. It's not just that. If you think that's the only problem, Big V would have made it so you attack the legs with the Onyx. When he opens up his mouth, you just attack him with the blades. I mean, with the cestus. Like normal, when you attack his legs, you're not allowed to attack the scorpions with your blades. But that's not the case, is it? And that's the maker of the run made the rules so use whatever you want. Hell, I'm being charitable and I turned it into a Nemean Cestus Pain Plus by then. Big V says use everything. Magic. Use magic attack in a Pain Plus. That's not what I do. You are gravely mistaken about the Scorpius talk. It's not just because you don't have enough DPS on his face. It's not even a thing. How are you gonna set up this with all the aggroed enemies around you? You can't. You can only slip in a combat grapple. And guess what? Combat grapple does not deal collision damage. So even if you had collision scaling, you would only be able to do the fucking combat grapple. It doesn't connect. I'm referencing encounters that suffer from the lack of increased damage of scaling, not the gimmick present in the fight, Onyx. And I'm saying Scorpius is a trouble encounter because of other reasons. It's not just collisions. I don't know why where'd you get this idea that it's purely out of collision scaling being removed? Like, you're mistaken. Ask Big V. You're mistaken. I don't know what to say. We teleported on Porno's back. We love teleporting. By the way, speaking of Chronos, today I saw Captain Cuba's video. And he was talking about God of War games and what they mean to him and the 20-year anniversary. A video he's been made ready in a while. And he talked about the Chronos level, and he said something. He said they brought in a special team that worked on this segment for, I believe, about 3 months on the Chronos section in God of War 3. And instantly when he said that, I was like, whoa, okay. Suddenly it makes sense why that section of the game is so fucking good. The Chronos section in God of War 3 is such a huge jump in quality that nothing after matches it. Nothing after matches that level of spectacle. Before it, you could argue the Great War was on the same level of spectacle. The city of Olympia was moving a little fast. But nothing was like Chronos. Before or after Chronos. Kind of make me think of this type of scenario in the anime world. Where they bring in all the studios to work, you know, the best studios in the business to work on that one episode. To make it as beautiful as possible. A lot of animes do that. They bring in that one studio or that one guy in cases. Attack on Titan has 2 sequences of Levi animated by one person. And that just suddenly explained to me why Chronos section in God of War 3 is such a huge jump in quality compared to anything else. It is one of the best sections in the entire game. Just suddenly got explained to me without needing to be explained to me. Not calling the encounter flawed because of lack of collisions. I already know about the flaws of the fight that extend beyond lack of DPS. Saying that you lack the DPS to bring the face to O. That's a boss problem. Even if you had the collision scaling, you wouldn't be able to get it. As I just described, Combat Grapple doesn't have collisions. It has a sort of knockback on enemies, but it doesn't have scaling. And even if it did, the Scorpius fight is flawed due to other reasons. That is none of it. I don't know why you even brought that as an example of all things. Ouch. That redirection is real. Are these my favorite Cyclopses? I believe so. It's either these Cyclopses or the Enforcers from 3. These and the Enforcers from 3 really make you play around with them and interact with them a lot. It's very fun, especially these guys right here. Whereas the Enforcers are way too weak to plumes. These guys are also weak to plumes, but let's be honest. They can get up close and wreck you. And these are maxed out plumes. That's why they're effective. Level 1 plumes wouldn't deal shit against these guys. Ouch. The special attack is very horrible. It does deal a deep hit, but it is still horrible. Initially, I thought this does not deal a deep hit. But it does, it's just that it's weak. God of War 2 Starter's Rage is fucking lovely. Overall, the Blade specials in God of War 2 are not the best. But Tartarus Rage is just amazing. Every single hit of the Tartarus Rage does a deep hit from up close. Same reason Translator is used as an example of a fight that suffers from the lack of scaling. Because you lack the DPS to kill things quickly. Basically the same thing as Scorp. Okay. I don't care. Whatever. I just described to you that Scorpius suffers for many reasons. You could include collisions as well. But if you're not willing to listen, it is what it is. You'll play the game one day. I don't know. I guess it gets to a point where sometimes knowledge of a thing is not enough. You really have to play a game to have an opinion on it. It's not as simple as words being spread. You see the 20th saga? You mean the video? I did see the video PSM shared. I don't think collisions matter there. Lol. Where? That video was dope. Sad it wasn't a trailer for the remasters. It would have been perfect. Imagine at the end. Whatever, they're dumb. They wouldn't do that. I read the description though, and it read something like... Not even gonna read it, man. It sounded very corny and copious. They were like, get the Dark Odyssey skin. Yeah, you can get it right now, believe it or not. I'm like, dog, I know, but shut up, shut up, shut up. God, I love this theme very much. Best ambience theme. Oh God, this is just oddly great. It's very mystical in how it is. Besides it being problematic with the lack of good DPS. Okay. Dark Odyssey is what this fan base has been asking for. Shut up. Please don't mention that name ever again. It just hit me so out of nowhere when it first happened. I was outside. I couldn't even open Discord for more than a minute. I open it and I see Dante just mashing emojis. And then Cataphractus sends me a photo of Dark Odyssey and I'm like, please don't tell me that's all they did. Why are they talking about Dark Odyssey? What's going on? I closed my phone and connected the dots as I was in the important place I was at. I connected the dots for myself. I was like, shit, we are getting a Dark Odyssey thing, right? No
Go
remasters.
with the gods, Kratos. Go forth in the name of Olympus.
Glorious ambience. Oh, yes. Let's leave this for another day. This is the anniversary. This will be left for another day. This will resurge again, and we will repeat ourselves again. There's a distinct lack of understanding another's perspective in here. So we'll never reach a conclusion. Entering a conversation without ever the mindset of changing your mind will never lead to good. See the nitpick doing work. This is a very bad encounter to have right after getting the Blade of Artemis. There are some later encounters right now that are going to be narrow hallways that are going to demonstrate some good use for the Blade of Artemis. Overall, this is not it. Just trying to break all the pots in here. So that when the Gorgons spawn, I'm ready. Ow, 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 ow. You gotta move around after the launcher to gain movement fast. Damn, that attack is cool. That attack is very, very cool. She attacks with no startup. See? I've lost my touch. There used to be a time I would never fail these. Galmagod and SBK have been saying it for years. Scorp is easy with the proper method. It has nothing to do with the problems. Were SBK concerned about difficulty, you wouldn't be an avid NG2 fan. I don't know if you're still talking about... I don't know. Because I'm lost right now on what we're talking about anymore. The music in here is also cool. And this music back in the old TVs would hit different. Every game had loud ass music, atmospheric like this. It's the same with like... hello? It's the same with like Resident Evil 4. Or like games from that era in general. Devil May Cry 1 would have eerie music. That recovery is super ridiculous. Hey, I caught him for the air grab. Wall splats in God of War 1. Am I right? Wall splats in God of War 1, lads. I miss button mashers. Why re-release on the 20th anniversary when you can play monthly to play them all? Because there's input lag. There's poor quality. Not everybody has an internet that works. It's not ideal. It's not convenient. You don't own the games. It's a service. That is different than ports. That attack is nice. Honestly, enemy design in general, what a thing in action games. And today, man, I saw a post. Not a post, it was a reply to local button masher. This guy was saying DMC1 is carried by its enemy design. Yeah, it is. So what? What's wrong with that's the statement. That's it. That's what he said. And everybody's like, yeah, that's the point. Enemy design is good in DMC1. Hello? What's wrong with that? He phrased it as if it's a flaw. As if, yo, that's the only thing going for DMC1. When it's not the only thing going for DMC1. But even if it was, the game is as great as it is because of that. What's the problem here? The man really just said DMC1 is carried by its enemy design. That's a praise. The game is carried by the game. Pretty much. I saw the comments as well making fun of the thing. Like, this food is carried by its taste. Yeah! You're goddamn right. If you go through the game with only rocket launcher and air raids and basically whatever works in trivializing the entire game, you're gonna have an easy time. You will miss half of the game. You will miss a lot of the game. So you gotta know how to make it fun for yourself. He brought no value with that statement whatsoever. None. Zero value. He changed nothing. Climb back up, sir. Oh my god. Why did I decide to partake in the no probe ritual? Get him out of here. Because these are no normal legionnaires. These are cursed legionnaires, I believe. DMC1 enemy design is peak until grenade gun comes out and clears 75% of roster. But you shouldn't be doing that the entire time. You're really missing out. Earth is carried by gravity. Man, Twitter comments kill me sometimes. Or silly words like that in general, just... The amount of comments I saw with this type of example, Earth is carried by gravity and whatnot. I think he might use collisions here. Crazy that he did. It looks like he actually did. Collisions. I play without grenade gun unless it's a rank run. That doesn't take away how ridiculous the game can get. It's true. I use the grenade gun at times when it's necessary. But normally when I play to like learn the game or have fun or at least interact with the game. Because there are a lot of games that have things in them that take away interactivity. And for me personally, interacting with a video game is the most important thing. It doesn't have to be the most difficult butt fucking game ever. As long as I'm interacting with it, dodging at the right time and stuff. It doesn't have to be the most strict. Metal Gear Rising, Midget Gear Rising has Ripper mode. If you go around using that, you're trivializing most of the game. If you use it correctly, which I do know how to use it correctly, but I don't. I save that to no upgrade runs or no block runs that I'm doing currently. There are things that break the game. it gets to a point where you have to limit yourself. There are other games where I just don't want to limit myself, though. They are so difficult, I don't want to limit myself. Like Ninja Gaiden 2. I don't want to do a no ultimate technique ones. I just don't feel like doing that. Although there will be a day where I come to doing that if I get good enough. Because at the end of the day, it adds more interactivity. The reason you take away grabs and no grab run plus in God of War is to increase your interactivity with the enemy. Most of the great strats in the history of God of War developed because of no upgrade run plus, no grab run plus. Suddenly the thing that really works well is taken away from you. It's the same with literally any other thing that is powerful. Like in DMC5, you can use Fast Hat and wreck shit. But you're not supposed to do that. You can have jump canceling on and wreck the enemies in the air by camping. But you're not forced to do that. You can turn it off. There's an option to not do that. Although for DMC's case, DMC5, it especially sucks because jump canceling is pretty much the system of the game. So when you take that away, it's kind of a bit ugly at the start until you get used to it. So yeah, in God of War 1, we limit ourselves. Like right now, I'm limiting myself. I could just very easily wreck the game right now. Yeah. In God of War 2, on my next vanilla run that I'm planning, I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but I'm planning to do a run that is gonna be focused on upgrading Typhon's Bane this time. To make the best out of the... I want to say new discovery, just new confirmation on a discovery. I believe that's what I can call it. You know the whole thing where you charge shot enemies close to each other? So a run focused on that would be fun to do. In my off time, not something to stream. I don't think that's gonna be something I'm gonna stream. But also, like at the same time, I'm gonna be limiting myself from using Urali's head. Do you have any semblance of idea how much Urali's head breaks the game? It breaks it and then some. Like it's not even funny how much it breaks it. This game and its grabs, man. This is the first game in the franchise. This is what the entire franchise built around. They needed to introduce very little new things. This foundation alone, just expand on it and you get the best system ever. Grabs on a fucking wall. Can't stop praising this game. Then there's the Onyx, practically making it color-coded. Okay, I'm out of this conversation for 10 minutes now. I was thinking of doing a run with no Gorgon head. Yeah, I'm generally gonna do this next vanilla run. I don't know when, but I'm gonna do it to focus on Typhon's Bane upgrades. It's too good. Urali's head is too broken. At level 1, it is nice. It is sweet. It is in that sweet spot. Maxed out, that was a different story. Oh. Like I can just do this. that takes away all semblance of interactivity with the game. Just that I'm not really gonna do that every time. And that's the whole idea with DMC1 as well. Like, yes, the rocket launcher does wreck shit, but you don't have to use it. It's like, it goes for a lot of games. I don't like boundaries too. Says this while using them all the fucking time. Boundaries in God of War. I have done a no upgrade, no MG run in God of War 1. You should try it. No upgrade, no MG. Does sound a bit interesting. I didn't use your Alice head that much. Is it because you haven't experimented with it, or is it because you're too good with it? If it's the former, please use it more. Alhamdulillah. So kinda deserves it though. Yeah. Some encounters you gotta whip out your own rocket launcher, know what I mean? Astolfo keeps on getting paid for this. They can't keep getting away with this. God bless. Thank you, Scorpy. Scorpy. Yarhamukallah. Thanks, dog. Story music fights. I would be turning up the audio of the stream much more. If the audio wasn't so messed up. I dove right into that explosion. Ah, man. Every special attack that brings enemies up to you, to the sky, is tops. IJP, did you see that deep hit back there? It worked on him because he didn't bounce. Here's it again. See? Double hit. When he bounces, you lose out on the deep hit thing. It does not activate. Go on, Zestus. Tell us. Tell you what. Are you going to run through the entire game? I can't make it through the entire game today, no. I have 2 more hours, and I can't make it through the game. Fun is a vacuous term. It varies from person to person. Play smarter, not harder. True. At this point, I just realized something. I'm asking Wolf for everything. I asked him for cutscene skipping. Now I'm asking him for more manual save slots. And now I just had the slightest thought of asking him, yo dude, can you fix the music please? The absolute shame in going around asking him that. Oh man. Always said when they don't bounce. I love to see them bounce. When they bounce, you have the benefit of air grabbing them. When they don't, you just did a deep hit with your slam, be it that one or this one, or this pathetic one. Never try this at home. What if I want to play harder? This thing has stupendous hit lag. The R1 attack. It's only good to set up attacks with. Like the moment it touches an enemy, you slow down a lot. Whereas like this, it is amazing. What if I want to be harder? Don't be harder. Ask Wolf to get you married. We're gonna get there eventually. You're asking for a full-on remake, fam? Did he not do it already? I have New Game Plus in God of War 1 and 2, however I want. I have cutscene skipping in God of War 1 and 2, however I want. I already have it all, thanks to Wolf. Literally, I only want the remakes or remasters or whatever so that people can access them. I'm good. I'm personally good. I'll keep buying PS3s. Or eventually, like if life gets difficult or easy depending on what happens, I can get a laptop or a computer and play these games on it. I'm good. If you want to seek out to play these games, there are ways, but instead the ways are inconvenient. Items are there for people who are new or bad at the game. Using them also leads to getting worse ranks. That's always for getting useful stuff. So it has drawbacks. You spend stuff by getting them too. For a second I thought you were talking about God of War 3. I don't know why I thought that. Thanks, Autolock. God of War 2 had NG Plus already. Yeah. Just saying, like I meant God of War 1 when it comes to New Game Plus. But now in God of War 2, I can do cutscene skipping in vanilla runs. You know how big that is? Same here in God of War 1. In God of War 3, cutscenes weren't a problem because I had my own manual saves that would help me in no upgrade run plus, no grab run plus, pain plus, and New Game Plus. The only problem I had was with vanilla runs, which are few and far when I play God of War 3, so it wasn't a problem at all. With 1 and 2, especially 2, since it didn't have a lot of save slots, it was problematic. And later on with the O-Cone, when it became a thing, I had to find a way to skip cutscenes. I remember the night of me getting so pissed. I don't know who told me that if I jailbreak my PS3, I can skip cutscenes. The moment I heard that, I said, I'm jailbreaking my PS3. And then I went on for like the next God knows how many hours to jailbreak it. Something else actually about Cuba and what he said today about God of War 2. And that kind of made me think, that motherfucker said a lot of really nice words about God of War. Sheesh. I'm always in for God of War praise, but damn. He made a point about the prologue of 2 never feeling like it's actually over. Have you realized it? There's never downtime when it comes to gameplay. The prologue is hype as all hell. You're crawling out of hell like all hell. You're on the Pegasus flying to a mountain of a Titan all hell. The Titan you arrive in is just so fucking hype as all hell. You go through the entire level and it's snowing aggressively and it's beautiful and it's cold and you're burning Prometheus and as all hell. Then you're going on Pegasus again and it's crazy as all hell. Then you're on the... It never has downtime. Until you slightly get a bit of downtime in the temple, but then you're back to action. And the game keeps on changing the level design for you. art style and whatnot, you never feel down. Of course, it does have its downtime. But it's so few and far between. It is so gamey in a great way. It does not let you rest in an awesome way, as Captain Cuba said. All this time I was wondering, what is it about 2 and that it has such a sense of adventure that 3 lacks? It is precisely that. It is precisely that. It never has downtime. God of War 3 does have downtime. When you make it past the prologue, which is arguably more bombastic than God of War 2's prologue, you fucking kill Poseidon, you're approaching Zeus, you get knocked down, Gaia betrays you. It is more bombastic than 2. God of War 2 has the best pacing bar none. It's perfect. Oh yeah. Perfect pacing. Let's not open this, hold up. This thing reaches high. Anyways, God of War 3 has a more bombastic beginning than God of War 2. You're on top of a moving titan, you're fighting Poseidon. But then, the thing is, God of War 3 slows down. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to slow down after a bombastic beginning. I'm just saying, this is the reason 2 is more adventurous than 3. You never stop with the adventure. The downtime is very few and far between game time. You usually have downtime at like what? The Steeds of Time. When you first arrive to the temple, then you're instantly back to action. You're never in a downtime for way too long. Whereas God of War 3 does feel like downtime when you make it to Hades. It's still cute. Hades talks to you. He's building tension. That's like the most tension built for a boss fight right after Zeus. Right after Ares. Or even Zeus, yeah. But still, that is considered downtime. And so like God of War 3 picks back up later when you fight Hades and you go through the city of Olympia and this crazy hype. But then it slows down a little bit when you when you make it to after killing Hermes, it slows down again for a long time. You are going through encounters and the chamber and whatnot, but it slows down for a long time. Then you fight Hercules and it picks back up, but then it slows down again with the chamber. See? Then of course Tartarus is like the most hype section. And like literally any God of War. Tartarus as a whole. But then notice the downtime again. You're way back down through the garden. The garden's mission in the mission structure thing. Last stream we named it Kratos. It is slow. It is a downtime moment. It's fun and gameplay wise, don't get me wrong. Don't mistake downtime for... I'm talking gameplay downtime. I'm not talking downtime as in walkie-talkie, cutscene, or whatever. I'm talking like overall gameplay downtime. That is considered a downtime. At least compared to God of War 2, what God of War 2 has. That is downtime. Yeah, from the garden all the way to like when you fight Scorpius is all downtime. All of it. And then from Scorpius, I'd say you never reach that crazy amount of a high hype until you make it to Zeus. Whereas look at God of War 2. Hype Prologue. Hype Pegasus. Hype Typhon. A bit of a slowdown when you make it to the temple for 2 or 3 minutes until you make it to the cutscene where Gaia explains the lore. Then it picks back up. Somehow it picks back up. You're on the chain going to the Streets of Time. There's Theseus. He's mad. You're talking to him. It's the first humanoid boss. Actually, IJP Mexican made a very good point. Theseus is the first human-sized boss you fight in God of War. Anyways, after Theseus, there is a slight bit of downtime with the Streets of Time, but then you go fight Alric. After Alric, you're going, and then you're in this horror setting in the temple of whatever. Euryale. Then you enter it, and she keeps on taunting you and talking to you, and before you enter the temple, there's a lot of talks, and everything is trying to kill you in that section. It is my favorite section in God of War 2. You enter it, and then you're fighting her, and it's still hype. Then there's a bit of downtime with the puzzle, but the game is so beautiful, you forget that it's even a downtime. But mostly, what we want to talk about is the start of the game, and it has very, very little downtime, in a good way. I don't have a problem with downtimes in games. Just saying, God of War 2 does this shit way too good. Ouch. I love this hyper launcher. This, boom. Wow. What a whiff. Yeah, but he doesn't count because that would make me wrong. Special announcements from something like for the 20th anniversary of God of War. No, there is none. What are all these shitty notifications I'm getting? Did you know that Amazon confirmed 2 seasons for the God of War live action series? And that the once responsible producers execs admitted to have never played any video games in their life? I just did that to transition from my reaction without knowing that information to my reaction knowing that information. This is how it's gonna change. Nothing, no reaction to that type of bullshit. The chance of this guy blocking you is 20 or 25%. We did make an extensive talk once about enemies blocking is like the only RNG that I appreciate. Just making an animated series already. No, no, no. Let him do the TV show. Let it fail. That's exactly going according to Kikaku. Wow. Zesty, that's a lie. That's not what was said. Then what was said? I think I read a post. I read a post that said the producer of the show said he played a little bit of God of War then got bored. Oh my god, why did I drag the entire setup? He played a little bit of God of War then got bored. Ah, man, my leg. If that's the case, wow. Don't make anything, honestly. The new games are already story focused enough. The thing is, they work amazingly as a game. Why also make him a story like that? I guess, yeah, it's money. It's money. Why am I even surprised? It is about money. There is zero passion behind these TV shows. Except for maybe The Last of Us. I've heard good things about The Last of Us. Knee reveal? There's a thing called knee reveal now? Why let anything God of War related fail? Let anything God of War related fail.
No, please. Let me out of here.
When you specifically know what works and go out of your way to do what doesn't work, whatever, fail. Do a TV show, I don't care.
Free me. You must set me free. No! Free me. You must set me free.
Come on. Watch him grab me, actually. Do they have a grab in here? Or is it just a God of War 2 thing?
Let me out. Please show mercy. Let me out.
Anyways, there comes a point where you have to learn your lesson. Sony is simply not learning its lesson. It is unfortunate because it's my favorite franchise, believe it or not. But some shit have to be this way. Sony just does not know how to handle this shit. And Santa Monica is just doing whatever these guys are asking. Rightfully so. I believe that Sony is much bigger now than it was in 2000. Ah! Ooh! Ooh! I believe Sony's much bigger now than it was back in what? 2005? So like their management is a bit more fucky. that not even Santa Monica, one of their biggest studios, can talk against them. That's just how it's painted in my eyes.
Keep me out of there!
It's not looking very sweet, Baby Ink. What a weird name. Sweet Baby Ink.
No! No! Not in that room, but please, no. God's on high, save me from this barbarian, please, please.
Did you just say barbarian? Burn him.
I'm begging
Wasn't planning to do this, but you forced me.
you, don't do this, please.
Oh. Had you not called me a barbarian, I wouldn't have done this.
Save me from this barbarian, please.
I missed something. Hold up. He's a TV creative, not a gamer. Doesn't mean he doesn't want to create a great show. The creator of God of War said he tried to play God of War but couldn't finish because he's old and not good at games. But he tried. Nothing about bored or never tried. That's gamers coming up with bullshit. Okay. Mid. Be honest. God of War 4 has a very, very nice... what do they call it? Like... Do they call it Ludo narrative? Is that what they call it? Ludo narrative dissonance is when you're... Like, say Kratos in this game is always doing gay Fortnite emotes in cutscenes. Then in game he's this hardcore, no bullshit, straightforward man, right? That's Ludo narrative dissonance, or whatever they call it. God of War 4 has a lot of Ludo narrative, the opposite of dissonance. Basically, the story, the cutscene world is very connected to the gaming world. So like you gotta feel the fear in Kratos' eyes when he's picking up Atreus in game as you're controlling him. You as a guy that is making a TV show have to experience God of War in its entirety. And if you're too old to experience it in its entirety, I don't know what to say. There's a huge connect in God of War's gameplay and cutscenes. When you play the game, you notice the complete contrast to these old games. Much more grounded in self. These are things that a producer should keep in mind. It's not just... You can't just get told these. Ludo narrative harmony is what you mean? Exactly. So you have to play the game. It's not just watching the entirety of the cutscenes. Like, go ahead and watch the entirety of the cutscenes on YouTube if that's the case. When you play the game, it's much better. I know a friend that told me the same thing. He was like, I've been watching Corey X Kenshin and Markiplier play this game, like the entirety of the walkthrough of God of War 4. Then I played the game. I never knew it's as good as this. I always knew it was good, the cutscenes were good, but nothing made it justice as much as me playing the game. And yeah, it's true. I don't think gamers understand how alien it is for people who never tried it before. It's fine. It's fine that gaming is alien to new people that have never tried gaming. Just that this man is not fit to make a God of War TV show. And that's totally fine. This is business. There's not a... If he's passionate, passion will find him about the thing that he's trying to do. My favorite moment in any God of War is when Kratos performs a Fortnite emote. That was an example. God of War in VR would be fun yet stressful. How would you swing around these giant cocks, these giant blades? The thing is though, why even have a director who doesn't even know how to play a game? Yeah, that's the problem. It's not that new people get into games in a difficult manner. is that why have that guy, for example, make the God of War TV show? Why does it have to be him? He does not want to play games? That's totally fine. He can't play games? That's doubly fine. This just unfortunately means you're not fit to do that. Which is also totally fine. There are countless books to make a TV show on. And I'm not trying to make this, you know, as nonchalant as possible. Yo, make a book into a movie or whatever. But it's true. You have to play God of War 4. That is part of the experience. That is part of the story, is to play God of War 4. You get as annoyed as Kratos in the story. That matters. That matters into a guy that is trying to make a God of War TV show. You can't just go off of only God of War 4. A guy making... if you want a really nice God of War TV show, it better be a guy that has played the Greek games as well. Now, not playing God of War 2018, which is the most accessible game of all time, let alone the Greek games. Come on. What are you doing? It's weird how Sony have zero idea what people want after all those years. Isn't it all corporations? It's not just Sony. He might be able to make a fine TV, even about God of War, but why is there a TV being made? We don't need it. I doubt it will add anything to what we already have. Here's the thing, Frank. I'm way past the phase of arguing against things happening, since I know it doesn't change. You, me, every God of War fan, every fucking worker at Sony Santa Monica, even Blue Point, not a single one of these guys' souls ever wanted a God of War live service game, yet guess what? It was about to be a thing. It was being developed. I'm way past the stage of things and why they're happening and how come this is happening, because there's no stopping it in today's world, or in any world. When something just gets decided to happen, it just gets decided to happen. It is always too late to stop something from happening. Nowadays, I feel like it's almost always too late to stop something. So I'm way beyond the stage of why are we even getting a TV show? Now, I know they're gonna do it. I know they're gonna pour billions of God knows from where money on it and then cancel it. Or then maybe it comes out and then it flops. Or then it comes out and it has mixed reactions. Or whatever. I'm just expressing my opinion on it's happening already. Let's at least make it good. Because nobody wants a situation like Uncharted movies. I don't care, obviously. Like, nobody wants that. Me, who's the most gameplay guy in the world that I know, went out of his way the other day to just sit down and watch Nate and Elena clips. Just that. Just the way they interact, the way they talk, the funny jokes, the quips. Just that. For no reason. Me, who's way too focused on gameplay and shit, I went out of my way to watch Uncharted clips of that. Because I just remember them being way too good from way back in the day. And sure enough, I had a fun time sitting through, especially Uncharted 4. Oh my god. The cutscenes and the chemistry between Nathan and Elena. Unmatched. It absolutely did not need a movie, or let alone a movie franchise, whatever it was going to be. Yet it still happened. Why isn't it happening? Hello? Oh, I know. Maybe I have to mash X? Almost made it. Damn, that harpy hit that guy with a collision. I'm doing this to decrease their numbers on the arena. We don't want all these enemies in the arena at a single time. See, I'm sending them way up there. It's gonna make sense in a second. See up there? Do you see up, dog? God of War 1 has my favorite harpies. See, right now the encounter is not over. There are enemies up there. I send them up there with the home run technique. I love this, man. God of War 3 really taught me how to use wall splats in games that don't even have wall splats. Look at that. In God of War 3, they get kind of paused in the air with their wall splat. In here, they don't, but it's still the same philosophy. Corey picked this guy. I hope he's there to make sure it's done right. That's all. Whatever. What I'm saying, however, is objectively true. You need to play God of War. You need to play God of War. You need to play it, and you need to have history of it prior. I'm just speaking of a TV show that could happen, that could come out perfect. You need to have experience with the Greek games, at least the trilogy. Or, the bare minimum, you actually play God of War 4. There is, as I believe Deleto said it, ludonarrative harmony in God of War 4. It beautifully works with the story. I mean the gameplay, like. The gameplay works with the story in a way. It's connected. It's fine that you're an old man who can't put up with games. Totally fine. This just means that you're setting this show up for missing its entire potential. Because look, there is going to be success to an extent, but it still will have more potential to be more successful. And that potential will never be tapped. No way he's glazing God of War 3 again. In the middle of a God of War 1 stream. It's true. Although it is always out of pocket. In the middle of the most random stream ever. I'm like, yeah, God of War 3 does this thing way too good. See this thing that I'm doing that's way too good in this game? God of War 3 does it this well. To make good God of War TV show, you need to finish No Grab Run plus paying Clone War. There you go. That, ironically enough, that section does have a lot of really nice ludonarrative harmony. You are literally protecting your family. from you. Like overall, and when they kill the family, they actually beat you because you lost again. And there's a lot of really nice connection between the story, that whole moment. Zesty is a master at brainwashing people about God of War 3. What am I lying about? Everything I'm saying is... Man, you people are fake. You people be fake. There's one thing God of War 3 can never teach you. What? Power of collisions. Okay, since I missed this jump, honestly, fuck it. What am I lying about? Manipulator? I'm showing every manipulator syndrome of all time. I play this game every day if I didn't have a potato-ass laptop. Oh, you live where Zimnas lives. PS3s are that inaccessible? Because like you can get a PS3, hook up PS5 controller to it, or a PS4 controller to it, and have the best experience with these games. Although you do have to take off the lid around your right analog stick. See these white dots around my analog stick? That's because there's no lid, whereas the left... Oh, actually I've removed it from both sticks. Let's go! You have to remove those so that you can sprint fully in God of War for the upper left, upper right, lower left. Otherwise you can't sprint to the fullest. Can't get over how dramatic and extreme in their conclusions people are these days. It's just tiring. It's understandable that you think that, because people are instantly jumping to the worst thing. Pessimism is at an all-time high. I'm not personally like this. You people know me, I'm the most optimistic piece of shit humanity ever laid eyes on. And that'll probably never change. I'm generally just thankful for a lot of things. But I also seldom understand the pessimism as well. But it's just, it has to stop at a certain point. It is a very unlikable character trait. Besides that, it sets you up for a very pathetic life, in my opinion. Or not pathetic. Miserable is the right word. Not pathetic. You're not pathetic if you are pessimistic. I'm just saying. It is bad to be too pessimistic and bad to be too optimistic. Both extremes are bad. Only extreme gameplay is good. The self-insert is crazy. And right before the best section of God of War 1 as well. Try the air grab now? I won't. This is the type of jank you avoid. But there is pessimism born from. Where is this pessimism born from, I wonder? It's constant expectations being broken. You keep on setting yourself up for great things to happen, and then they don't happen to your level of expectation. And you get pessimistic for future events. Squeak Saga blocked on PS3 is beautiful. You can't break pots with this? Hey. Hey. Okay, temple music, you can really shut up now. I am calm, the guy with 67k impressions on his tweet about Dark Odyssey. When did I say I'm calm? Serious question, would you lose your marbles if Kratos kissed Varlog in the secret phone number given in the end of God of War 1? First of all, what is that profile? Losing my marbles? I wonder what that would look like, honestly. I wonder what losing my marbles would look like. No startup, no startup, bad centaur. There you go. You better grab him towards the circle so that you push him towards the circle in case he's not in the circle. Circle. Hey. I actually want an animated God of War, no series, but a live action with tones of red flags is a no-no for me. You know, animated are preferable, I guess, for video game adaptations. I don't know, they kind of seem cute. I wonder how DMC is gonna look though. When does that even release? What a finisher. Oh yeah. This is my favorite section of God of War 1. I love God of War 1's on landing. It is almost non-existent. It is existent in the game, but it is almost non-existent. It's not noticeable like God of War 1's. God of War 1's is God of War 2, sorry. God of War 2's on landing is horrible. Like, it's actually noticeable from a mile away. God of War 1 does have on landing, but it is very slightly noticeable. You don't even notice it. It's a very slight window where you take hits. God of War 2's is horrible. God of War 3 is non-existent, thank God. Except for the Nemesis Whip, which sucks. A fucking weapon that is so focused on air, not so focused on air, just that it has a lot of emphasis on air combat. Anyways, a weapon like that having on landing is trash. Why would you do that? But it's not a problem because you can A, switch to another weapon before landing. B, there are a lot of air options in God of War 3, so you kind of are not worried about landing in front of an enemy attack. You can air dash, you can extend your air time with combat grapple. You never run out of options in the air for God of War 3. It is underused. Only 3 encounters with these. Not enough combinations with enemies. Best God of War encounter ahead. This? Oh yeah. This encounter is so damn good. This does have a deep hit. This attack. See, it hits the enemy and does the shockwave. So there is that to it if you didn't know. Why is there a guy named N-Word Gaming in here? I don't know, man. I don't know what to believe anymore. Oof. That's what God of War is all about. Hello? Still really nice gauntlet. Only triangle is underused because it's horrible. I remember you trying to kill all enemies with the Crusher here in last year's anniversary. I remember me trying that. I don't remember me doing that in the anniversary though. How do you remember that detail? Die. Between these centaurs and God of War 3 centaurs, I don't know which one I like more. This one is like a normal enemy. God of War 3 is more of a mini bossy type enemy. I like both, but honestly the ones in here are very interactive. Not saying the one in 3 is not. It has a very nice charge that you have to reverse with your analog. It leads enemies to you. It's overall very sweet. This move should have been like 3 times more powerful. This one is better than 3's one for me. Honestly, for me too. And I love the centaur from God of War 3. Just that the ones in here are vicious motherfuckers. A whole different enemy approach, of course, but still. Like almost to the point of not even comparing them. They're only centaurs in name. These motherfuckers are a whole different breed of animals, basically. I prefer the ones in here. The UB attack. Not just that. They have so many things they're doing. They block a lot. They have a bow and arrow. They have the unblockable shockwave you mentioned. They have a retaliation attack after a false grab. They are so well at moving around. They never stop. I prefer the ones in here than the centaur in God of War 3. Then again, it's a whole different enemy type in there. But let's compare them for the sake of the name. Damn, I sent him below the crusher. Okay. And they are fast, always keeping at you. Yes, like they're playing basketball. I prefer 3's design though. Of course, 3's enemy design looks wise is like so vicious and beautiful and great and everything. You look at this Cerberus and it is a motherfucking tank and how it looks. Chimera, Centaur. But when it comes to design of a Centaur, I prefer the Centaur over 3 Centaur. No matter how much I like 3 Centaur. It is one of the best enemies in the whole series. Yeah, definitely one of the better enemies in God of War 1 as well. Like generally in 1. Them and the Satyrs in God of War 1 are just top notch. And Tormentor Minotaurs. Yo, that's possibly the best Minotaur. For me, I really like the Tormentor Minotaurs, Hades Minotaurs from God of War 2, and in God of War 3, the Labrys Minotaurs. Although they are not used a lot, but in the combat arena, they can be used a lot. Very nice enemy. Though the thing that is sad about Tormentors is still that you can loop them in the air with 3 air grabs. But that doesn't take anything away from them. They're so deep. Like, what are you going to do in no grab on plus? Grab them in the air? And besides, they are very difficult to launch. Not difficult, I wouldn't say difficult, I don't know how to describe it. They're tricky, that's what I'm trying to say. God of War 1 enemy mentality and God of War 3 enemy design. That would have been the perfect combination. I've been vocal about this thing a lot of times. For a lot of other design stuff, not just enemies in combat. God of War 1 and God of War 3 are the same. God of War 2 and God of War Ascension are the same. The enemies in here are way too bounceable and squishy, like God of War 3. The enemies in God of War 2 are way too tanky and annoying, like God of War Ascension. Though Ascension handles it way worse, mind you. Like way worse. Is this one it? I forget. Here's a Tormentor. This is one of, if not the best Minotaur. The trick is to tap him once or twice, then go with the launcher. Because if you just instantly do the launcher, I believe he has a higher chance of blocking it. I don't know. Out of interest, why is this Minotaur the best? He has a lot of armor for his attacks when compared to other Minotaurs. He blocks more than the other Minotaurs. He does not get bounced as easily as the other Minotaurs. He blocks every launcher you do. And this one. And this one. What else? That's about it. The interactivity with this Minotaur is way more than the other Minotaurs. Which for me, that's what matters the most in combat, just interactivity overall. You interact a lot with that Minotaur. You're in the battle zone a lot with that Minotaur. It's kind of why I like the Labrys Minotaur as well. You're fighting him a lot. Even if he takes a while, he's putting on stress on you with the amount of health he has. Which is the same thing with the Tormentor. He has a lot of health. Except 3 air grabs still kill him because I believe, yeah, it's a percentage thing. A single air grab in the air does not deal a specific number of damage to the Tormentor or any Minotaur in God of War 1. It deals percentage damage, as in it deals 33.3.5 damage with every air grab. That's why 3 grabs always get a number on the Minotaurs. I prefer God of War 2 Minotaurs the most. Like these types of Minotaurs, or are you talking... You're talking these types of Minotaurs, or like Hades Minotaur, for example? Because that is my favorite enemy in God of War 2, the Hades Minotaur. But he operates separately than, say, these types of Minotaurs, or the Ice Minotaurs in God of War 2. Or the normal Minotaurs in God of War 3. I prefer, but as drawback, he has far less chance to block other attacks compared to other Minotaurs, like Blaze T1. After checking him, yeah. No, he doesn't block more, we have checked it. He blocks the same. Okay, but he does have more attacks and more armor though. Whoa, 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 they instantly started moving. Ah, bad angle. First time I ever see a centaur ring out here. I was surprised he got ring out here. Guess because he had the circle on top of his head. Imagine having Chains of Olympus Minotaurs as your favorite. Chains of Olympus Minotaurs turned into heavyweight brutes. Heavyweight enemies. The best theme of God of War 1 plays, and surprise, the Architect's Mystery is also playing in the background. The Hades beam plays and this happens. Anyways, Minotaurs in God of War Chains of Olympus turned into heavyweight enemies. Now what are heavyweight enemies? Basically enemies you can neither launch nor bounce them. These enemies are called heavyweights. Basically the Cyclops, the Centaur in God of War 3. Anything big that you can't launch and can't bounce or bounce. There are heavyweights, which are these. There are middleweights, which can't be bounced. Bounced. You know, bounced. But middleweights can be launched. Then we have lightweights. Lightweights! Yeah, buddy! You can bounce them. You can launch them. Minotaurs in God of War 1 are lightweights. This game does not have middleweights. This game only has lightweights, and heavyweights. Sort of why the deep hit is not so prevalent. Not because it's inconsistent, but because enemies are all lightweights. When you hit an enemy with a plume and it bounces, you lose the deep hit. God of War 2 unintentionally fixed that by introducing a lot more middleweight enemies. Now, what are middleweight enemies? Middleweight enemies are ones you can't bounce. That way you would land one of these on a Minotaur in God of War 2, and it would land a deep hit. Because the enemy would stay on the ground. He wouldn't bounce like the one in here. The one you hit a Minotaur in here with this and it bounces. So God of War 2 introduced the concept of middleweights. Suddenly Captain Legionnaires are middleweights now. Satyrs are middleweights. Minotaurs are middleweights. Gorgons are middleweights. All these enemies that I just mentioned, you can launch them. But you can't bounce them like you could in here. All the enemies I just mentioned are in here as well. Except in here they're lightweights. Lightweights? Yeah, buddy! And heavyweights are something you all know of. Cyclops. Like here's an explanation on why the Cerberus is so ridiculously getting bounced and launched in here. The Cerberus in this game is a lightweight. They still didn't have the concept of having a middleweight enemy. So yeah. By the way, let me tell you guys of a cool little trick you can try here. Basically, you can actually and tremendously climb this. For no reason. Why? Hades Minotaurs are complete heavyweights. Erebus Minotaurs are middleweights. You can launch them, but you can't bounce them. Cyclops cake is better than Freya and Aphrodite every chick. You know, there you go. Aphrodite is heavyweight. Actually, she's a lightweight. She can bounce and launch. Can you run God of War 1 and 2 on a laptop with 4 GB of RAM? I'm pretty sure you can. I didn't know, brother. Now you know. Now you know that Aphrodite is actually lightweight. It explains all the bouncing she does. Damn. Now the deep hits have an issue in God of War 1, and is that they don't get scored so easily. Even on an enemy that does not get hit with a hit property in Egypt. Like that was a deep hit, but if I was on the balcony over there, deep hits don't work. Without even a hit property in Egypt. Like watch this. Point blank, only one hit. Watch this. One hit. The hit counter turned into 2 because I initially hit him with a light tap. That was a deep hit. That wasn't a deep hit. For no reason. I don't know why it's inconsistent against this guy. It is definitely consistent against Ares. But I don't like fighting this guy on the balcony. I like fighting him here. It's much more of a boss fight this way. Even in no upgrade runs. But Pain, I actually turn around to back there. Pain takes way too long here. Damn, I'm good. Zesty is lightweight. Yeah, buddy! Ronnie Coleman is an icon, man. You don't hit the main core of his hitbox. So what you're saying is, I am far. Let's see. See, like, there, that was the main core of his hitbox. And it wasn't a deep hit. But you get scored easily in God of War 1. You can get a deep hit on the Cyclops in God of War 1 far easier than 2. Yeah, but on this guy, for some reason, it doesn't work that way. See, that wasn't a deep hit for no reason. Okay, wow. Got him.
Let the rage of the gods drive your blades, Kratos.
The main core is mostly on the ground. Oh. Let's see if it's on the ground. Yeah, that was a deep hit. That also was a deep hit. Okay, yeah, you're right. It's only a thing on the balcony. In here, deep hits are connecting. Oof. Damn, that was a deep hit. Okay, okay. So getting deep hits on this guy has to be on the ground. His feet are the core of his hitbox, babe. Ouch. Did he just not take damage with one of those? See, because the hitbox is... I don't know what I'm talking about. No, you're right. The hitbox core is on the ground. I never noticed how much of RP those grab gives before. Does it give a lot? If they release Tycoon's armor for Ragnarok, it'd be the best anniversary ever. Honestly, action characters in suits is just good. It's cute. Like, I love how Metal Gear Rising has it. I know it's following the tradition of Metal Gear Solid having suits when you beat the games. But in general, it's good. Zesty switched to the panic button. And it did not get us anything good. We got our ass handed to us. Are you beating the whole game today, Zesty? No. I'm gonna stop when this is done. Whenever we start the Cliffs of Madness, I'm gonna stop. That was close, by the way. There's not a checkpoint. Yeah. If I did fail, though, I would have used a quick way to get rid of him. Most Kratos in a suit would go hard, very hard. Then I can already imagine the Brock funeral scenes with a suit. MGR has a suit for your character, so does God of War 1. Why can't every other action game? I'm talking about the grab you do during the fight with the multiple analog QTEs. Doing gives you half of your Rage of the Gods back, it seems. Wow. Okay. I hate that SMS and Sony especially are afraid to be silly. Everything needs to be serious as fuck, no shits and giggles. They used to be a lot more, what do you say, jokey about it. They used to joke off more, that is true. Someone made it to shatter that statue. Boom! What an attack. Vegeta with a low taper fade. There did used to be a lot more jorky. You took my joke? I did take it. They joke off more. Although nowadays it's different. They are still silly, but like in a character silly type way. Whereas before it was like unserious type of silly. Nowadays you have people like Freyr and God of War to get silly. Or Atreus even. Or the dwarves. The blue one is your brother. Have you noticed that there is no place for the Minotaur to exist behind the big door he breaks before you fight him? Okay. Yeah, nice observation. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. I don't know how to cope with this information. Why did I learn about this? I jerked off to the God of War costume. Awesome. You are true. The female species. Such an enigma. Twitter users and YouTubers said so. Said what? I jerked off in the cardboard costume. That's a different level of beast. That's what actually confirms to me that you're a different animal, yet the same beast. Kratos when he's offered a snack. They are silly in the silliest ways, like giving Kratos silly faces in the photo mode. Yeah, they're not silly with what Kratos does, I suppose. They're silly with the characters around Kratos. Like, it's a different take. Not saying Kratos in God of War 1, 2, or 3 was silly. He was unintentionally silly. Like, against the translator for no reason. Read! Slams his head on the table. And there are countless other cases. He kills enemies in a Looney Tunes style at times. Mr. Beast! The color of Max MG is beautiful, by the way. Oh yeah. Thank God it also didn't turn red like everything else. Because the blades turn red, RT turns red, your soul summon turns red, my nuts turn red, everything turns red in this game. Even these, they turn red-ish. Turn back to Olympus, beast. You defy the god of war. The entirety of the ordeal isn't him. He isn't supposed to be a god anymore. The talk of him no longer being a god. But he is, though. When you kill everybody in a pantheon, you don't need someone to hand you that title of, hey, you're a god now. Like, he earned it back. Okay, how did Kratos lose his god? By pouring it into the Blade of Olympus. How did he gain it back? By getting back the Blade of Olympus. There's that one way, or there's another way where he gains Hades' soul. Or there's another way where he killed Zeus, the one who took his virginity. Godhood, basically. So there are multiple ways in how he got his godhood back. Perhaps it's not official, but that is godhood when you kill all these guys. And, like, pretty much, you become a god once. It's not like a license that gets taken away from you, like life service games. You became a god once by killing Ares, that's it, you're a god. Everybody calls you immortal because you died, this and that is just mockery. Being a god has no consistent meaning in the series. Yes, but if we're trying to make sense out of it, there are multiple ways to make sense out of it. He stabbed himself and got his godhood back. There are countless stuff. In God of War 3 alone, he gets godified 5 times. But in God of War 2, the game where he loses his virginity, his godhood, he gains it back in the form of Blade of Olympus. That's where he poured his godly power. Zeus tells him, with your godly power drained into the blade, it will have the strength to destroy all who defy the gods. So his power is in the Blade of Olympus. It's shown in the Blade of Olympus itself. When Kratos touches the Blade of Olympus, it turns blue, filled with his power. Which, speaking of Kratos' power, IJP, I love you. You adore games, I adore you. You brought up a really, really nice point that I never thought about. Basically about Colossus of Rhodes in God of War 2 and how he always manages to find Kratos. Because he's filled with Kratos cum. With Kratos energy. With Kratos cum energy. Now, for real, that is something I never thought about. That is really, really damn nice. He always finds Kratos because he senses him. He senseis him. If anything, he released what was within him. Oh, with the self-stabbing. That doesn't take away his godhood. That doesn't take away whatever he did, because he didn't die, apparently. In Greek myths, Zeus revoked godhood of multiple gods and returned them back. Well, I guess fuck the license then. He never got his godly power back. It's complicated. He did, though. He did. He did, and then some. And if we're not gonna go with that canon, I'm gonna go with the canon of it doesn't have to be a license type thing. I'm sorry I'm late, guys. I'm gonna play a little bit of the Cliffs of the Milfs of Madness as well. I just tuned back in, and the first thing you heard was Kratos cum. Yeah, Colossus is filled with Kratos cum. Okay, so that was just a lie. No Greek god fully ceases to be a god in the myths. Their immortality and divine nature persist even through punishment or exile. I brought up a lot of points on why Kratos gains back his godlyhood. This is also one of them. It's a lot of ways you can make up for how Kratos gains back his godlyhood. And it's not complicated at all, you can just take it however it is. Him taking revenge on Zeus, that's one way. Him getting the Blade of Olympus back, that's two ways. Him killing Hades and then the entirety of the franchise, that's three. Or you can interpret it as him taking Hades' soul, which is a very specific one. He actually takes the soul of a god and enters the door through the city of Olympia. You couldn't do that without the soul of a god. So yeah, he loses his virginity the moment Gaia tells him, "You are no longer a god, Kratos." Which could be Gaia deceiving him. Also, he gains it back later. In God of War 2 itself, he was imbued with Kratos DNA, Kratos cum. That's what we're gonna call it. Colossus is Kratos energy, like pure Kratos white energy. Magic exists in Gear 1. Crazy. Does magic exist in Gears 1? Let's fact check that. Might of Hercules, my beloved. It's called Might of Hercules because it might fuck up the enemies. It's not sure that it will, but it can. Play best section. Cliffs of Madness is a hard one, yeah. Cliffs of Madness, the beginning of a no grab on plus stream, whose end culminated in not trying no grab on plus, no grab on plus. I don't remember that stream starting here, but thank you. I like it. The best ring out in the West. Foam. God of War 2, 3, Chains of Olympus, Ghost of Sparta, Ascension, could never. Only in God of War 1. Ryan's harpoon redirection is something, man. Queefs of Madness, none of that. I'm gonna be real, Pollux and Caster is the best boss in Ascension. You didn't say the most outlandish thing, that is the best boss. How's the special attacks ranking project going? Paused. Been so for a while. I'm gonna resume it hopefully after Ramadan. I'm still quite busy with a problem. A never-ending problem, it seems, but I'm sure it'll end by the end of Ramadan, which is the end of March. What is this L1T I see in my screen? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to use a lot of other things. Because, you know, for style points, if you know what I mean. Like, I have to style in these games. If I don't style, I'm a failure. Alright, we want to just check if he said 3. Or if he glazed over it again. What did I say about God of War 3 this time? Damn, the reach. Hey, air grab that does 0 damage. Wow. Fighting this guy head on. Damn. God of War player fights a satyr head on for the first time. Without boundaries, you know what I mean? Like this. Without boundaries, you know what I mean? Like... This is the first time I died today. A lot of hits. Now imagine this on No Ground Plus without the boundary. Hey, I can still manage. I'm not saying it's impossible or anything. I am saying that an uninteresting encounter gets turned to a fun one. Wait. It's the other way around though. We break the encounter. We make it uninteresting. Usually this is the experience with this encounter. It's this bloody battle. Although I could have used, you know... I could have used some broken stealth back there, but did not want to. The music is banging. Fuck it. I increase it and I instantly hear the Architect's Mysteries playing in the background. Still going, eh? I'm gonna end it in 15 minutes. 6 minutes, something's wrong. I can feel it. Just a feeling that I've got. Like something's about to happen. If that means what I think it means, we're in trouble. Big trouble. Anime is as bananas as you say. I am not taking any chances. I'm beginning to feel like a war god. Just his fingers be fingering tonight. Oh yeah. Hide your girlfriends. I laughed midway through that joke out of that one time I was roasting Sleepy for no reason at all. Being like, oh, this is why we don't have girlfriends. With people like you in the market. People so funny. It's no wonder. It's the Haristo's Zemnos intro. Oh yeah. Hey, let's go. What a nice puzzle. I only have boyfriends. Should I stream after Zesty is done? Or is that too painful for everyone to watch? I'm sorry if I canceled a plan that you had for streaming, man. I don't know. I have somewhere to go in 15 minutes. But I'd say stream. I have tuned into 1 or 2 stream of yours. Because I'm not like an avid watcher of streams. I only like doing them. And I've seen some viewers that I recognize, but mostly it's new people. Oh, you have complete control over the blades, okay. This is awesome. Quick! The power's about to shut down. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you very, very much. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll pick this one up hopefully either tomorrow or after tomorrow. For now, it has been your Extreme Gamer Zesty. Peace. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you.